codes that qualify them for length of stay, so I always call them their hospital stays. And it's huge for them. It's also huge for the physicians who practice in a hospital. How many of you practice in a hospital today? Okay, so you're probably hearing it from your hospital already, a lot. So we have 2 years and 4 months to be ready. And the question I have for groups, do groups think that if I don't participate in Medicare, I don't have to be ready, or do individuals think that? Do you think it's a CMS requirement only? Who thinks it's that? Well, it's not. So I want to make that clear, because I've had people tell me, well, I don't have to do this because I don't participate in Medicare. I don't bill anyone. I won't have to convert. But you will, and you'll see why as we go through here. Unless you absolutely are not going to participate with anyone, and you invoice your services, and you don't bill any insurance, and you have to answer to no one, that kind of thing. So I think this is another big question I get all the time, is what happens if I don't switch to ICD-10? I'm just going to dig my feet in, and I'm not going to switch. Well, what happens is the clearinghouse will reject your claims if you're using a clearinghouse to submit. If you're still sending paper 1500s, they're going to be rejected, and you'll have a delay in payment all over the place because you won't be paid. No one will be able to process your claims. And also, you'll need to be using both systems for a while. So your systems have to be able to accomplish that, because the charge posted after the effective date are the ones that are going to need to go with the ICD-10 codes. If you have anything that you're billing after the fact, so you're billing for September 30th, claims on October 3rd, then you'll send them with ICD-9. So it's really date of service sensitive. So systems are really going to have some mapping and some things in place to do that. And how many of you use a clearinghouse for your claims? So they're working on this for you. I've also talked to a lot of my friends at Primera, the folks in the claims processing. Many of the insurance plans, even when you submit with ICD-10, they're going to use some of the GEMS mapping tools and some of those tools, and they're going to map your claims back to ICD-9, because they're trying to get some idea of the differences and where you're reimbursed for chronic conditions or some hierarchical coding. They need to have apples to apples, so they've got a lot of work to do on their side as well. I did hear, and I don't know if any of you have heard, the reason it was delayed was because of the payment systems for hospitals. That CMS was actually not ready, so it wasn't just us not